Progress Racing presents Show Us Your Tips midweek preview time. Daggy and Beaver with you. How's the weekend, Beaver?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Can't complain a hell of a lot. Went okay for me. What about you?
Yeah, same. I had a decent result there. We were both pretty keen on Marzu's chances, which was good, and found a few others throughout the afternoon. Any big takeaways?
Oh, it was pretty tricky up in Brizzy, mate. The weather was pretty ordinary. Pretty surprised at the track rating, I have to say. I think
I can confirm, having been there was a lot of rain. So for it to stay what it stayed at was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't know that it was really that soft. I think they may have rated it a bit better than what it appeared for me. When you got into the stayers race and things like that, they certainly chopped it up and struggled in those heavy conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but a good result. The carnival rolls on. Hopefully the weather gets a bit better. It's supposed to improve, I think, from this week. So we'll keep an eye on that as we head to the Doomben Cup and whatever else is ahead of us this Saturday. But for now, we're at Kensington, where the rail is around. I've even written this down. There it is. It was rated heavy last night, but it's soft this morning. It'll be a dead track. Rail's in the 4 metre mark. That's right. I'm thinking typical Kenso, on pace early and down outside by the end of the day. So we'll see how that plays out. We kick off with the 2-year-olds over the 1,100 metres in the first 2 races on the card. Who have you found in the first?
Yeah, it makes it pretty tricky. A lot of first starters or some with a little bit of limited exposure and limited form. Based on the track being suited for front runners, I went for the Baroque Road trained Waterhouse box. I think it'll be jump and run. Its trials suggested that. Was pretty good in both of those. I think it might be the hardest to beat with Nash aboard.
Yes, I've settled on the same one as well. Not doing cartwheels to back it, but ridden out, responded in both trials. The widest gate's just going to go forward, and 11 gate, and Nash booked first up. All ticks. I think we'll definitely give you a sight for your money. So on top for me as well. The second is another 1,100 metres 2-year-old race here. Was this any easier?
It probably looks a little bit easier. The favourite here, they put plenty of money on, and its trial was again an eye catcher. Looks like a galloper that's ready to go. It's got J-Max services aboard. I suspect it'll be super hard to beat, given the unraced ones who haven't shown a lot.
Yeah, I've a lot of unraced here. I've got Koshu on top as well. All the reasons said, great trial, starting effectively at home. And I thought the main danger was firepower. Nice trial for the Hawks team. With Pike on, but as with both these races, we'll know more afterwards. Race 3 is a 1550 benchmark 68. I made a case for podium, I believe it was last week, off the win at Newcastle. I'm going to stick solid with it here. Nice enough resumption. Hopefully can be forward enough in the run early in the day where it's going to be in a nice spot for Jay Collett, who does like gate 1. Can get out and showed a good turn of foot coming from a dry track too, which might be a bit of an advantage on a lot of these coming off heavy form, which is the theme throughout the day. And to be honest, there's not much else I want to get excited about. So podium on top for me, and I think the 450 is not a bad price.
Yeah, I've gone for Duke of Gordon. Winning form's good form this time of the year. I think both last runs, 2 runs back at one its maiden at Wyong, and then stepped up to a Class 1. And won really easily, and sometimes that's hard to do. Step from maiden to Class 1, and it won with plenty in hand. It will jump and go beyond speed. I think that might suit in this, and I think it might give him something to chase. Tommy Berry aboard.
Yeah, nice. Race 4 is a benchmark 72 over 1,300 metres for I think it's a 5 and ups, 5-year-old and up. What have you done here?
No idea. Absolutely no idea here.
Terrible. These are average races, aren't they?
Yeah, it's average race. Yeah, my advice here is if you don't have a bet, you're probably winning. So I just stay clear of this.
I ended up, I've got Azaman on top, trial okay to resume here, has some recent Metro form, and it gets JMac. And I've put on top just from Glamour Fox, who runs well enough in all of these, and this might be the worst race it's been in for a while. So the other two I'd looked at, but again, not massively diving in to any of these races, as you suggest. Your tactics might be the safest one. Benchmark 72, 1,400 meters with a bunch of Chris Waller resumers is next on the card. Could you split them?
I could split them. I've gone for Niffler. I think Niffler's got a little bit of ability. I think its trial wasn't tested, but was pretty close to him. And then prior to that, had some good form in some decent benchmarks back in at Rose Hill. The two starts before going out, and then a nice run at Randwick. Look, I think it's probably going to want further than 1,400, but this isn't a tough affair. I expect Waller will have this horse ready and fresh enough to run a good first up run. But yeah, main danger I certainly think is the other stablemate, Finepoint, who also was going well before it stepped out. Didn't do a lot in the trials, which had me worried. You know, it was 15 lengths off him in a trial, and 8 lengths off him, so maybe better for the run. But based on that, I've gone for Niffler.
I can only imagine that they've just waited for a dry track for Finepoint, because we've seen it nommed for the last month or so. Niffler on top as well. The bet might even be Black Queen of Place. I think it's obviously looking for further, but did some okay stuff last preparation. And fresh up for Waller in a claim. Probably that stable. They don't necessarily always run to the best first up, but might be the play here. But Niffler on top for me as well. Out of the Waller, I couldn't find anything away from the Waller runners anyway. That way, race 6 is a benchmark 64 over the 1,100 meters. Where I'm sticking solid with Sachello. The trials have been good heading here. Bounce on pace, claim for Reece Jones, and should get pretty much control of this race, and is an each way price. So I'm going to dive into Sachello here, Beaver.
Yeah, I thought Sachello had a really good chance as well. Interestingly enough, I think goes well fresh. Again, trialled really, really well at Warwick Farm, and probably jumps and runs. Super scared of the Godolphin horse Glittery. I think he can also run well fresh. Has some decent form. Could be the hardest to beat.
Yeah, agree with that. Benchmark 72, the 1,550, race 7 on the card. Who are you with here?
Yeah, the one I did like, Green Flash, has been scratched. So I've gone for the other Waller horse in Norman. It's only lightly raced, but I think it's shown some ability in both of those three runs in this preparation. Probably at its peak fitness now, and I thought it stuck on quite well last start at Hawkesbury. And prior to that, when it won its first up maiden at Newcastle and was pretty good. So I think it can continue to improve. Certainly the distance and the Randwick track will suit it probably a little bit better than Hawkesbury. So I think it can be hard to beat from the bush, who we know is always consistent in these types of races.
It was a nice win last time from the bush, actually. Yeah, I had a Greenfield on top as well. So with the scratchings, I'm left with Combell Fee on top, which I'm not comfortable about. So I don't think I'll be betting here. We'll see what the market does with Norman. I didn't necessarily find it, but there's just nothing else here I want to back. So see how that pans out. Benchmark 72 over 1,100 meters. Wraps today up, though, where I've got a bit more confidence. Deep Finesse was wayward, but a very nice win last start. Trial since was good. JMac on and should be in the right part of the track at the right time now. Very hard to beat, Beaver.
Yeah, I agree. Confirm, mate. All the same reasons. I think it was a really nice win last start. JMac aboard. I expect this thing to be winning.
You've probably given away your best there, but your best in value for progretracing.com.au.
Yeah, beat Finesse in the last race 8, number 7, and my value bet comes up in race 7, number 12, Norman.
Deep Finesse my best as well. I'm pretty keen on it today, and I'll make my value Sachello in race 6, I believe it was. Yeah, race 6, Sachello. We head down to Ballarat for the Melbourne card, where it was very much small fields and very much a case of, do you want to back the favourite or not? I feel like down there, and a lot of the cases I think I am. So it might be a bit of a quick preview here, but did you find it the same way?
Yeah, I did find it the same way. I think some of the horses in the market are going to be super hard to beat there today, but we'll work through it and give our reasons.
Yep, soft track, or heavy track of rain there now. Rail in the 7 metre mark, if that's correct. 8 metre mark. Rain around, so a bit of concern. A lot of form coming back up from Warrnambool. We kick off with a maiden over the 1,200 metres. How are we starting today?
Yeah, look, I've gone given the money for the raced bunch. Dashing seems to be the one that the punters want, and based off its only run at Warrnambool, it was pretty good, finishing very close third to Jamara. Handled the track conditions well. Should run well again here.
Agreed. Thought it was a nice run. Just missed behind a couple of okay horses. Jamara's Caulfield City form, and with the scratchings as well, I think sets up pretty well for this one here. So I'll be starting today with this favourite. The second is a 2,600 metre maiden with a short price favourite, similar to the 5-year-old races. I won't be betting here, but the favourite, I guess, looks the one to beat.
Yeah, no, I've gone for bantamweight from the Hickmont stable. Just thought it's got a bit more fitness under its belt, having had the few starts at the 2,400. I think that might just give it the edge over the favourite, who's stepping up from the 2,000 metres. Hickmont's, a great trainer of stayers or the 2,600, sorry. So the other thing's got to find another 600 metres, and to be honest, hasn't won before. So I'm just going for the one that's got a little bit more fitness edge on its side.
Race 3 is a 1,600 metre maiden, 4-horse field with a $1.30 favourite. I think the favourite will win. I don't have much more to add about the race. Beaver, you?
Yeah, I think that's the same. I think the favourite will win here. Again, only a small field, and that's why it's so short in the market. And the rest of the runners in the field's form is very ordinary.
Yeah, not much to add there. But I thought back to a dry track would have helped the favourite as well, but we've got to come up heavy this morning. The mile benchmark 64 is race 4. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I think the favourite, Parisian Dancer, gets the nod here. Look, this horse has some really good form going back last preparation in some really decent races. I think it probably looks to stand out in this race.
Absolutely.
Again, couple down in the market don't have a lot of form. Maybe the Waterhouse horses are knockout, being lightly raced. Hasn't been too bad. So it might, if it can control the pace and just gets that sit and sprint affair and, fights on it, may be hard to get past, but I think the favourite will win this.
Yeah, I agree. Race 5 is benchmark 64. Again, over the 1,200 metres, again, knocked about a bit by scratchings. What have you done here?
I've gone for the number 10, Andalusia, from the Cummings stable. This is a pretty open affair, but I thought its win, breaking its maiden status last start, was pretty good. It is tough to go from maiden and step up into and win these races, but this isn't a strong affair. I think all these horses have only had the one win. And are doing similar thing. It's a small field, and it's got Joe McNeil on board. So I've gone for the Godolphin horse with the best jockey, one of the best jockeys going around at the moment.
Yeah, on fire, Joe McNeil. I'm over the same. Obviously, I was quite keen on the scratch favourite, but Andalusia's win at Mornington was good, and you can almost and I think sets up better at Ballarat for it, coming off its win. I liked some of the stuff our boy Brian did last prep. Nice win at Moonee Valley, and will probably control the race if the track's playing this way. It would be the main danger, but not a lot of meat on the bone there either. Race 3 is another 1,200 metre 64, where I was with Mio Capo. Liked its win last start. Like the fact it's going to showed a bit of pace straight out of the gates, jumped the front and controlled, and gets similar setup here with Linda Meach sticking, and may well be the hardest to get past here with a nice time up front. So it was on top from me. What were your thoughts?
I've gone for the horse resuming in Our Link from the Bedgood stable. Look, there's 5 horses that are pretty even in the market here, but I just thought this horse resuming can run well. Won its maiden very nicely a couple of months ago before having a couple of months off now. So resuming here, I think it can run really well in a pretty open event with the inside draw. Gets the right run.
Absolutely. Cool. Race 7 is a benchmark 70, the highest graded race on the day, over 1,400 metres. Pukapunyal resumed. The step up in distance helped it out for a nice strong win at Warrnambool. Gets control of this race. Scratchings have helped it, made it much easier for it as well here. Absolute wet tracker, 2 wins and a soft and a win and a heavy, so that all suits as well. And I think it's going to be very hard to beat at its pet trip, Beaver.
Yeah, I think that's about right as well, mate. I think you've summed it up nicely there. The scratchings certainly do help, and here looks just to get control. Third up today, so should be cherry ripe for this. And Lindsay Smith is a quality trainer going well, so hard to beat.
And we finished after the biggest field on the card of 64 over the 2,000 metres. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I did the form last night, and interestingly enough, when I've looked at the market this morning, a bit of money for my tip, Hopkins. It wasn't favourite last night when I kind of done the form and picked it out, and it's been backed in. So I'm keen to stick with Hopkins, ultra consistent this time in. Back to the 2,000 here, I think suits. And look, I think it can finish over the top of them here after a very nice run at the Bull at its last start. But prior to that, some great form in and around Sandown, behind the likes of Deep Strike, Santiro, and then it's also raced some good races at the Valley as well against some decent horses. I think it's the hardest to beat here.
Absolutely. I've got nothing more to add. It was excessive $4 when I did the form last night. So obviously money for it this morning, and I couldn't agree more with everything you've said. I think it's hard to beat here. Sets up really well. For progretracing.com.au, of course, check them out for their free tips, extensive guides, and much more, as well as subscribe to us for our free pre-show twice a week, every week. There's also a mailing list you join to get racing news directly from progretracing.com.au. Have you got a best in value on a tricky value day?
Yeah, a bit tricky there. My best is in race 4, number 5, Parisian Dancer. And my value bet comes up in race 5, number 10, Andalusia.
I'm going to make my best Pukapunyal now with just a couple of scratchings here. And my value was Hopkins. And I'll leave it as that. It's the longest price thing I found all day. So I think will be hard to beat. What's going up north? Any racing up there?
Yeah, it looks like it's off to the all-weather track.
Synthetic,
the synthetic at the Sunshine Coast, which is good news. And I have found a couple for us up there. I've got race 4, number 1, Landsborough Lad. Will be hard to beat. Mm-hmm. I've got race 5, number 3, Turn Me Over. It's going to be super hard to beat. My next one is, just hold your horses here. In the last race 9, number 13, Better Get Set. So I think multi those 3 up. I think they're not huge odds, but you're getting about anywhere around 10 to 1 for those 3 to win. So should give yourself a sight.
Might be my play for the day as well there, Beaver. Nice. I'll steal that one off you. And we'll look forward to Doomben Cup Day, as I said, on Saturday, as well as some the Goodwood, I believe, on in Adelaide. Plenty of good racing around at the moment. Hopefully, the weather improves for us. Good punning today, guys, and we'll talk to everyone very soon. Take care.